Sure thing.
I just treated it big.
Good evening and welcome to WCBN Sports live coverage of the Michigan women's basketball team. It's been a cold few days here in Ann Arbor as winter has officially arrived, but the Wolverines are looking to bring the heat tonight in Crisler Arena as they face the SIUE Cougars. My name is KG Foley and I'm so excited to be here covering the first half with Kendall Spencer. Kendall, how are you doing?
I am cold.
Cold,
normally.
for sure.
Normally the past couple days I've been cold, but I'm excited to be here almost in my neck of the woods. SIUE is about an hour away from my house, so, you know, it's not like I rooted for them or anything, but it's nice to have a little familiarity.
A little
here.
hometown mindset here for you tonight. It has been a cold few days here, but I'm so excited to be covering this game with a fellow female commentator my first time.
This is my first
time ever doing it, and for the women's team nonetheless. It's going to be an exciting game here tonight. The Michigan Wolverines are 6-1 right now in non-conference play. Kendall, what are you looking to see from this team tonight?
Yeah, the Wolverines, I mean, this is not going to be much of a difference, have only had one real challenge in their schedule this season. That was their one loss against Ole Miss in the battle for Atlantis. They haven't needed to prove themselves necessarily. I'm not saying that they haven't played well. I mean, they've mostly kind of put the beat down on the teams that they've played. But every game they need to just be upping the intensity. Their next game is December 2nd at Harvard, then Toledo. But December 10th, they start Big Ten play.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be at your 100% A game for that. So obviously, while this game, I don't want to get ahead of myself, might not be the most competitive, you want to see a full court game from them. You want to see them playing well on both sides of the ball. I mean, you want to get them up early and by a lot so that you can get other girls in, kind of switch it up, see what you have. But honestly, I want to see just a really well-rounded game. Irrelevant who they're playing. I want to see them play like they're playing OSU, like they're playing Maryland.
Absolutely.
I want to see that level of intensity.
For sure. These non-conference games, while they might not be challenges, you know, that's not to say that they're wasted games where it isn't an important time to figure out what works, what doesn't, you know, to prepare for that Big Ten play that's coming just in a few weeks. SIUE is perhaps not the toughest competitor, but it is a time to figure things out. This team has been working through, I think, a lot of rotations still. Most every game, every player has spent time on the court, and it's always been a different player who's risen up and carried the team. Last game, Kyra Evans, she had a breakout game where she hit double points for the first time, and that's new for her. Greta Kampschroeder has been stepping up. We know Layla Filia is going to continue to be the leading scorer for this team, averaging 17.3 points per game. But she's pretty far ahead in the average compared to her teammates. No one else has really stepped up quite yet to be that big scorer alongside her. And I think that's something that they need to figure out because they've lost some really key shooters this past season. You know, last season they had Emily Kaiser and Leah Brown who were averaging double figures every game, and right now you only have one player doing that. And they can get away with that, I think, in these less competitive games. But we'd like to see a little more consistency, I think, in the high scoring. And maybe tonight can be a night for some players to step up to that.
Absolutely. I mean, Layla Filia has been Layla Filia. She's always going to be a shooting threat. I would like to see their big step up a bit more. That really hasn't been a problem for them in recent years, obviously with Naz Hillman and then Leah Brown kind of taking up the mantle. I'd really like to see them, you know, have a dominant presence in the post. That's something that they could struggle with without those key players. And it's going to be up to players like Cameron Williams to really step up and play hard down by the basket.
Yes, agreed. Cameron Williams, she's also been having a strong season. She's one of the taller players on the court at 6'2", and she averages 6.8 rebounds per game and has 7.5 points per game. I think that she can push her shooting a little bit, and, you know, she has that height under the net, and she can put up some points there, and maybe we'll see some of that tonight as we're about to get started at the tip-off. The Michigan Wolverines in their all-white uniforms and the Cougars in their black uniforms with some red trimming. And that is the buzzer to get started here for tip-off in Crisler Arena. And we are so excited if you are here listening with us.
Oh, I've got to cut the intro video short.
Cameron Williams with the tip-off, hits it out to Lauren Hansen. at the top of the key, passes it to Hobbs. Hobbs tries to find Williams down under the net. Williams puts it up, can't find it off the rim. She grabs the rebound, fights for it down, tries to put it up again, and the jump is called. That will be Cougars ball.
They don't have anyone matching up really with Cameron Williams, who is the same size and dominance as her. You need her to make those shots.
Rodriguez at the top of the key with the ball, passes it down. Cougars to find someone under the net, tries to put up a layup, can't find it. Hansen to bring the ball back down the court. Hansen looks to Williams under the paint. She muscles and puts it up, and she finds the net. First 2 points on the board for the Wolverines from Taylor Williams. Rodriguez to start the top of the ball, key player for this team tonight. Smith looking back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets a pick set on her. Sylvia at the top, passes it to Stoller. Stoller looking to drive in. Hobbs pushes her out. A ball shot up from downtown, and the Cougars find the net and put 3 points up, 3-2, with 8 minutes and 52 seconds here in the first quarter. Hansen to bring it back down the court for the Wolverines. Passing around the top, around the three to Hansen. Williams tries to set the pick. Hansen puts up a three, bounces in and out, no good. Rebound for the Cougars. That will be Stoller with the rebound as she drives back down, tries to muscle in under the net, puts it up, and it is blocked by the Wolverines, but the Cougars get the rebound again and put up the layup to finish the point. And that will be Smith with the finish for the Cougars.
That was a nice little shot by Smith, right under the net, just hit it up behind her back. Nothing you can do about that one except get the rebound.
Hansen back with the ball, trying to find Felia. Felia can't get the pass. Williams saves it. She muscles for it. It's a jump ball, but it'll be Wolverines with the ball inbounding.
From the start, Wolverines feel a little rushed in their own offensive zone. They have the time. They can slow down. They can really set up those plays, trying to find either of the Williamses down low. Never mind, they both just left the game as I said
Either of
that.
the Williams. It is a little confusing, and they have stepped off the court. We now have Hansen, Felia, Hobbs on the court, and they were replaced by Alyssa Crockett and Elise Stuck. Hansen looking to drive to the net. She gets pushed out, looking for the pass. She finds Elise Stuck, and Elise Stuck puts it up and finishes the point. Oh, nope. She did not finish the point. Apologies. It will be Wolverines at the line.
That was a better drive from the Wolverines. They had the fast break. Didn't work out for Hansen, but they collected themselves and found Stuck wide open.
Stuck makes her free throw. Cougars to bring the ball down the court. Rodriguez hasn't put up a shot yet, but she passes the ball. Ball back to Rodriguez at the top of the key. She looks to drive in. She puts up a shot, and it bounces in for a good 2 points for Rodriguez. It is 7-5. Cougars leading the Wolverines. 7 minutes and 28 seconds here in the first quarter. Crockett passing it around to Camp Schroeder. Camp Schroeder tries to put up the three, can't find it. Cougars trying to push down the court quickly, put up 2 points, and they make that shot. That will be Lois for the Cougars with a nice shot from the field.
Wolverines letting the Cougars shoot all over them right now.
Trying to get some movement, a lot of ball passing. Alyssa Crockett at least stuck to go up for it. Can't get the rebound. Cougars get the rebound to push it back down the court. Looks for a pass. Pass is intercepted by Hansen and kicked out of bounds. Cougars to inbound the ball on their side of the court.
Not loving what I'm seeing from the Wolverines so far on the offensive zone. They're taking bad shots, and they're speeding things up to the point they're making simple mistakes. I mean, if you can't make a layup under the basket, maybe slow things down a bit.
Quick inbound to Rodriguez. She puts it up, bounces in and out. Wolverines fight for the rebound, and they will come up with it. Ball to Layla Felia. Takes a second to settle. Passes it to the freshman, Macy Brown. Passes it around. Back to Layla Felia at the top of the key. Tries to pass it into the paint, and the ball is intercepted by Clayton on the Cougars. Cougars to take a shot from downtown, bounces in and out. Layla Feely with the rebound, almost loses it, is able to retain it. Layla Feely looking for the drive, gets pushed out to the three-point. Greta Camp-Schroeder with the three. From downtown, that will be good, and it is 9-8 with 6 minutes here in the first quarter. Apologies, that three-point was by Elise Stuck, number 30.
Wolverines starting to apply some pressure in the defensive zone. I like this better. They were playing them kind of off to start the first quarter. That was not working well. They were just taking the shots over their heads. Seeing more pressure. They've knocked the ball out of bounds a couple times. Hope to continue that. But they got to keep someone on Rodriguez.
Cougars passing around the three-point line. Try to find someone downtown. Clayton looks for the pass out to the three-point. Shot from downtown. Another good shot for three for the Cougars. It is now 12-8 with 5 minutes and 38 seconds here in the first quarter. Elise Stuck at the top with the ball. She looks to Macy Brown. Macy Brown to Crockett. Crockett looks for the drive. Dribbles in, pushes it up, and she finds it. 2 points for Alyssa Crockett to put the Wolverines up to 10. Some quick movement down the court and a drive, an aggressive drive from Williams on the Cougars. Finds her on the ground, and the whistle is called. It will be the Cougars to inbound the ball.
That was the first foul from the Wolverines, and I just thought I would mention it because I was a little stunned by this statistic. In one more game, the Cougars have 62 more fouls than the Wolverines.
That's quite the number.
Expect this one to be scrappy, folks. That's all I can say.
A fight for the ball under the net, and it is pushed out of bounds. It will be the Wolverines' ball to inbound. Macy Brown, the freshman, to bring up the ball. Getting a little heat from the Cougars early on. Passes it to Crockett. Crockett looks for someone under the net. She finds Woodson. Taylor Woodson puts up the layup, and it is good. 2 points for the Wolverines. Sheehan with the ball at the top of the key, getting some heat from the Wolverines defense. Finds someone under the net, puts it up, no good. Offensive foul called on the Cougars. It will be the Wolverines' ball. No point on that offensive possession for the Cougars, and a timeout will be called.
That was also a break for the Wolverines. The Cougars had Gulizia. That's not correct. I'm so sorry. Number 11. Wide open in the corner. That's one thing. The Wolverines are playing more of a zone. Unfortunately, they're letting the Cougars get their shooters wide open in the corners. Galuza. I'm so sorry. I apologize. That was Galuza. Was wide open in the corner. They found Sheehan a couple times. They're getting open on the three-point line, especially way down by the baseline, and they're making the shots from there. I know that's normally not, the best place to shoot from, but as long as the Cougars keep making it, the Wolverines need to make sure that they're closing up that gap.
Yes, the Cougars are currently shooting 67% from the three-point line. The Wolverines 33%. The Cougars have shot 3 shots downtown and have made 2 of them. The Wolverines also 3, only making 1. I'm impressed with the three-point shooting from the Cougars. It's keeping them, up in this game. It is currently tied at 12-12. Not exactly what we were expecting to see. Sometimes the Michigan Wolverines like to come out hot. Last game, they went on a 16-0 run very early on when they played against Eastern Michigan. But tonight it is a neck-and-neck game so far. I think that could possibly change if the Michigan defense starts to figure out how to shut down the Cougars. But, this team might have a 1-6 record, but all of their games so far this season have been very, very close. The point differential under 5 to 7 points for almost all of the games. So while they might appear to be a 1-6 team on paper, they do have a lot of strong shooting. And while we haven't seen Rodriguez really put any points up yet tonight, I think once she starts to warm up, she can be a threat. KK Rodriguez is one of the star players for this team.
You've never been on the air the same time as me, so you may not know. I am annoying. Well, you might know that. I like to do
What?
I like to do St. Louis shout-outs because I'm annoying and from St. Louis. It's my favorite thing to do is make it other people's problem. So I'll give a shout-out to KK Rodriguez. She's from St. Louis, Missouri. More specifically, she went to Webster Groves High School, which is actually known for being a basketball powerhouse, especially for the women's teams. They kicked my little freshman team's butt when we played them.
And this is the kind of insight we can only get from Miss Kendall Spencer. Thank you, Kendall. And we are back to play here. Macy Brown at the top of the key, looking for something. Passes it around to Crockett. Crockett back to Brown. Brown looks down for Stuck. Stuck fighting to get into the paint. The whistle is blown. Not entirely sure what the call is, but the ball will stay with the Wolverines. That'll be a personal foul on number 25 for the Cougars. Crockett tries to muscle up to the net. The ball is ripped out of her hands and pushed out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wolverines. Shot clock at 30, game clock at 4 minutes and 21 seconds here in the first quarter. The score is 12-12. The Cougars have 4 fouls. The Michigan Wolverines have 1, and both teams have 4 timeouts. Alyssa Crockett at the line for 2 points for that foul. She misses the first shot. Second one bounces in and out. Fight for the rebound. The Cougars come away with it as they push back down the court full speed. Stoller at the top of the key with the ball. Trying to look for some movement. Wolverines double team her for a second. She finds nothing. Ball great passing around the top of the 3 for this team, but they can't seem to find their way into the paint. Some tough dribbling from Williams on the Cougars, and the ball is lost and goes back to the Wolverines. It is passed down to Macy Brown. Macy Brown out to Alyssa Crockett. Alyssa Crockett up for the 3, and it is good for Alyssa Crockett. From way downtown, she puts up 3 points for the Wolverines to give them a 3-point lead, 15-12 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Another downtown shot from the Cougars. It's no good, but the foul is called, and she will go to the line for 3 shots.
That's Sophie Lewis. She can shoot. She's been taking them all day. And also, she's from Springfield, Illinois, which is where the Abraham Lincoln Museum is.
Ugh.
If you're ever in Springfield, Illinois, stop by. His grave is there. You can rub his nose. Not his nose, like his statue's nose.
His statue's nose.
It's gold.
The first shot from Lois is good at the line, ending the Wolverines' 7-0 run these last 2 minutes. The second shot is also good. She's making some clutch points here at the line right now for the Cougars. The score is now 15-14. Third shot up, and it is also good. A big 3-point play for the Cougars. Macy Brown with the ball again. Macy Brown, the freshman, getting a lot of time at the point so far this season. Out to Crockett. Crockett, another one from downtown, and it is nothing but net for Alyssa Crockett. She is warming up and putting up some serious points right now in the last 3 minutes of this first quarter. Stoller with the ball, passes it into the paint, back out to Stoller. Stoller running this offense right now for the Cougars. Pass intercepted by Elise Stuck and kicked out of bounds. Ball will be inbounded by the Cougars. Shot clock at 14, game clock at 3 minutes and 5 seconds.
Wolverines doing a much better job of applying pressure down low. They're closing those 3-point gaps a lot faster than they were to start this game, and it's definitely made a difference.
Rodriguez fighting under the paint, and the foul is called. The foul is called on Rodriguez, and the ball will be the Wolverines inbound. A substitution being made. Players on the court right now are Brett, Brown, Crockett, Woodson, and Stuck for the Wolverines. Clayton, Stoller, Sylvie, Lois, and Rodriguez for the Cougars. Macy Brown to bring the ball down the court. She's getting some early defense on her. To Crockett. Crockett to Brown. Brown looks for the 3. She takes it, and it is good. Another 3-point back-to-back for Crockett, and Brown putting up some big 3-point shots. I kind of got chills on that one. Cougars look to answer with the 3, and it is an air ball, and the Wolverines grab that rebound. Pass down to Stuck. Stuck tries to get it, passes it to Brett. Brett loses it out of bounds, but it will stay with the Wolverines as I think it was off of a Cougar player last. Brown to inbound.
Their transition game has not caught up yet. I'd like to see them slow it down on plays like that. I mean, they're making threes right now. There's no reason to not be finding those players.
The whistle is blown, and the Wolverines will lose the ball on this possession. It is a turnover by Elise Stuck. A substitution being made for the Wolverines. Elise Stuck will be taken out of bounds, and in her place will be number 22 for the Wolverines, Kyra Evans. Again, Kyra Evans had a great breakout game against Eastern Michigan. Rodriguez at the top with the ball. Passes it to Clayton. Clayton back to Rodriguez. Pick set for Rodriguez. Ball to Sylvie. Sylvie dribbling it around. Passes to Stoller. Stoller looking to take it into the paint. Tries to muscle it through. Can't find it. Kicks it out. Shot up, and it is blocked by the Wolverines, and Alyssa Crockett grabs it. Kyra Evans under the net, and she puts it up for a good 2 for the Wolverines as they start to pull away here, 23-15 with 1:43 seconds left in the first quarter.
Once you start making those three-point shots, the post will open up for you as they're coming out trying to get bodies on the shooters, and that was a great play, great offensive tactic by the Wolverines.
Kyra Evans Brett putting up some tough defense on the Wolverines, and she fights for that ball quite aggressively and finds herself on the floor. Love to see this kind of effort, even in a non-conference game like this.
How do you get the job of being the person that has to mop the floor whenever somebody falls?
I always wonder that because I would actually do anything to be that person.
I just think it's like hilarious.
Ball inbounded to Rodriguez. She passes it back out to Sheehan. Sheehan kind of cornered in over there. She finds her way out of it. Sheehan tries to go, loses the ball. A crazy downtown shot, no good because the shot clock was pushing up on the Cougars, and they will lose the possession. 1:14 left here with Crockett to inbound the ball to Brown.
If that would have gone in, I don't really know what I would have done.
I would have closed up shop.
Yeah, broadcast over.
Brown out to Brett. Brett finds Evans. Evans for the jump shot, and it is no good. Rodriguez having a quiet game, tries to go into the paint, can't do it. Ball shot out to the three-point line. The ball is put up. It's a brick and goes not into the net, and the Wolverines will stop that possession with 51.7 seconds left here in the first quarter. The score is 23-15. The Wolverines have pulled ahead here.
Now in the bonus with 5 fouls. There's already been 8 in this game. But it hasn't been as scrappy as that would suggest. Refs are playing real tight today. A lot of calls.
Yeah, I was expecting with that statistic you threw out to see some elbows and some
I
shoving. I thought it was about to get a little crazy out here. That was a personal foul on number 25, Woldridge, for the Cougars, and it will put Crockett at the line for a shot. First one is good. Crockett has been shooting 66% from the line so far this season as she makes her second shot to put the Wolverines at 25. Cougars with the ball, 24 seconds on the shot clock, 44 seconds on the game clock, looking for a final successful possession here. Rodriguez with the ball. She's getting double teamed. Another 3-point shot thrown up, and the foul is called, which will send number 24 back to the line. If you remember, she had just put up an easy 3 from the free throw line last possession. Let's see if she can do it again. First one, no good. This is Sophie Lois for the Cougars for her second shot. She finds the net. Sophie Lois averages 7.7 points per game and 1.7 rebounds per game for the Cougars.
Already has 9.
And she makes that second one. 2 for 3 on that free throw possession. Crockett with the ball. They're getting a heavy defense. Brett passes it down to Woodson. Woodson to Crockett. Brown back at the top of the key. Shot clock is gone with 14 seconds on the clock. Evans looking for something. Brown from downtown. And it's good! Macy Brown, the freshman, for her second three-point shot tonight. And that puts the Wolverines at 28 points, the Cougars at 17. We are at the end of the first quarter. Kendall, what are you thinking right now?
Little rocky to start. As I mentioned, Wolverines were not getting anything set up in the offensive zone, and they were playing way too far off in that zone, in their own defensive zone. But they really cleaned things up. They got the 3 going. That opened up the post. They were able to get shots down low. I mean, some great shots put up by Brown and Crockett there. After that, they started really applying pressure on the defensive side. They closed in. They were not letting them get those wide open three-pointers that they were getting originally, and they were just playing a lot better game. Also, they have kept Rodriguez out of this one. She has 2 points, which isn't a lot for someone who's basically this team's entire offense. So they are sacrificing maybe those 3-point shots from people like Lois and Sheehan to keep Rodriguez off the score sheet. So far, it's working out okay.
Absolutely. I think they are, sacrificing some of their defense to, put the heat on Rodriguez, which is why those 3-pointers were open. I mean, Rodriguez put up 28 points against Middle Tennessee in their last game. She is a threat, and so far they've done a really good job of shutting her down, which gave them some time to pull ahead here as they are now leading by 11 points. Some really great shooting from the Wolverines. I mean, right now, Macy Brown, the freshman, is 2 for 2 from the field and 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. She is currently shooting 100%, and not far behind her is Alyssa Crockett, shooting 3 for 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from the 3-point line, and 2 for 4 from the free throw line. Really liking seeing some of these younger girls stepping up. I mean, Alyssa Crockett, a sophomore, Macy Brown, a freshman. I am enjoying seeing that kind of play. There have been a lot of transfers, brought in this season, but it's nice to see some of the girls who have, come in, really grow on this team.
Yeah, the Wolverines have been they've been an older team the past couple years, so it's good to see that younger production. Hopefully that, that will continue to develop throughout the season.
Absolutely. I mean, it is tough when you lose those older veterans, that have been the identity of this team for so many years, and that's what I really like about women's basketball is, these players stay for a long time, and it gives them more seasons to grow and really develop their game and their skills. We've even seen it from Layla Filia, who's a junior now. She started off as a freshman averaging 8.8 points per game, and now she's at 17.3 and is one of the stars of this team. She's been a little quiet tonight, but it's been nice to see, Crockett and Brown take control right now. As we look to start the second quarter here, ball inbounded to Brown. Brown to Evans. Brown calls for it again. Evans can't find her. The whistle is called, and a travel on number 22 for the Wolverines, Kyra Evans.
She's from Australia. There's 2 people from Australia on this team.
I feel like that's a kind of a crazy coincidence.
That's a lot. For women's basketball in the state of Michigan, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Rodriguez with the ball, trying to muscle her way into the paint. She puts it up. It bounces in and out. No good. She fights for that rebound, but the Wolverines pull away with it. That will be Brett to Crockett. Crockett back to Brett. Whistle is called. Another travel for the Wolverines. Second possession in a row lost by taking just one too many steps. Layla Filia will be coming in for Taylor Woodson, and Cameron Williams will be coming in for, I'm not sure who she just stepped in for, but Cameron Williams on the court. Oh, for Evans. Thank you.
No problem.
Rodriguez taking her time at the top, looking for a drive to the paint. Can't find it. Shoots it out to the 3-point line. Hits the rim. No good. Wolverines fight for the rebound. Almost lose it, but Layla Filia keeps it from going out of bounds. Passes it to Brown. Brown looking to drive into the paint, looks for Williams. Williams out to Crockett. Crockett to take the 3. unlucky as it bounces in and out, but Macy Brown is right there for the rebound to put it back up, and she finds it for 2. Those two have been working really well tonight.
Great presence of mind for Brown to know to come in on that. That was almost a great play.
Layla Filia tried to intercept that pass there. Got her hand in it a little too much, I think, and the whistle is called for the foul.
Well, while we slow things down a bit, I'll let you know that if you like basketball, we have a game for you tomorrow.
We do.
We're back to playing. I'll wait for the next time.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
On the next media timeout.
Cougars currently with possession of the ball. Some tough defense from Williams and Brown pushing her out. Rodriguez from downtown, no good. Interesting shot form there on Rodriguez, but that shot was no good. Another 3-point shot, bounces in and out. Brett is there with the rebound to pass to Brown. Brown to Filia, back to Brown. Brown tries to find Williams under the paint. The pass is no good and goes out of bounds. Ball back in Cougar possession.
Wolverines once again kind of playing things a little fast-paced, not working as well tonight. Just I think the transition game has not been, where it can be right now.
Definitely been choppy.
Want to see them slow things down again. Really set up those 3-point shots that were working so well.
Rodriguez inbounds the ball to Stoller for the Cougars. Back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Sylvie, can't find it, back out. Ooh, the pass to Rodriguez is no good as she gets kind of pushed from behind as she hits the floor pretty hard. But don't worry, our man with the mop is here.
Just in case. I don't know, you sweat or something.
Ball to be inbounded for the Cougars. Finds Clayton. Clayton looks for Rodriguez under the net. Tries to muscle it up, but Filia is all over her. Rodriguez puts up the shot, and she is cold tonight as that is no good and hits the rim. Williams to inbound the ball to Hansen for the Wolverines. Hansen back on the court. It's Brett, Hansen, Filia, Taylor Williams, and Cameron Williams representing the Wolverines right now. Hansen is one of those grad students we talked about that came to join the Wolverines this season. Hansen tries to find Williams in the paint. Williams to the other Williams, but the pass is no good as the ball kicks out of bounds.
Great idea by Taylor Williams. I mean, that was a perfect pass with set Cameron Williams right up. Unfortunately, she just was there a step too late.
Ball to Rodriguez for the Cougars. A lot of passing around the 3 for them as they struggle to get into the paint.
There are 3 Williams on the court right now.
That's complicated for me, I won't lie.
There's a lot of Williams.
I'm doing my best. Guess it's a common name. A substitution being made for the Wolverines. I think both Williams are now off the court, so things are a little easier.
Back to 1.
Back to 1. Whitney Solomon, at least Stuck, came in for both of the Williams. The Cougars put up a layup and it was no good. Bounced in and out. The fight for the rebound gets the whistle blown. I think that was a foul called on the Cougars, and it will be Wolverines' ball.
Things slowed down a bit for both teams here in the second quarter. Need the Wolverines to get the ball down court and set up a nice long play.
Nice long possession.
Yeah.
Hansen with the ball. She finds Solomon under the net. Solomon puts it up for 2.
That works
Wasn't
too.
slow.
That works.
But that also works.
That's better. You have someone wide open under the net. I would like you to pass it to her.
Yeah. That's fine. We'll take that. Cougars with the ball. Kicks it out. A shot taken from just outside the paint. That will be 2 points for Clayton as she finds the net. First 2 points for this team in quite a while. It is now 32-19, the Wolverines leading. Brett puts up a shot, and it is good. A quick answer by the Wolverines for the Cougars. It is now 34-19 with 6 minutes and 38 seconds here in the second quarter as things, start to take a bit bigger of a differential between these two teams score-wise. But now we have a break,
Now we have
so
a
we get to
timeout.
talk about our exciting game.
Tomorrow night, starting at 9 p.m., WCBN Sports will be taking on the Michigan Daily in a basketball game for the ages. First game is at 9, second game around 10. I will not be playing. I don't want to. But I will be the Pat Riley for this team.
She will be the coach.
I am going to coach this team to a victory. I have a very funny bit. I need clipboards. If you know where I can get clipboards, put it in the live chat. I need clipboards.
If you have a clipboard and want to drop it off at the Student Activities Building with a Post-it note that says Kendall Spencer,
please do.
Please do.
I need clipboards. I have a joke planned, and I need clipboards. But we're going to prove once and for all who is the best sports media on this campus. I've heard that the Daily has been practicing, and I think it's because they're scared.
I think so too. I mean,
I don't know if they have a coach. Even if they do, I will be the better coach.
I will say that we have a nice group chat for our radio club, and I will say every day people are always texting, who's going to the IM?
Who's hooping?
Who's hooping? Who's hooping, boys?
We've got
we
will have a broadcast set up
Yes,
for
we
that
will.
game here on YouTube, WCBN Sports. So if you want to listen, you can tune into that.
If you can't make it and you really want to know.
If you are in Ann Arbor and you have nothing better to do on a Thursday night, because I know you don't. I know you've got nothing going on. You have nowhere to be.
No one wants to be at Rick's. Everyone wants to be at the Coliseum.
Why would you be drinking when you can instead be watching sports media basketball? Huh?
Yeah.
Go to the Coliseum.
What can we say? I mean,
have a time.
bunch of kids who can't play sports, so they call sports.
Yeah. We weren't good enough to be down there on that court, and now we're going to be on a different court playing a lot worse.
It'll be a lot of fun. And
not me, though.
a great way to take a break from the stress of finals.
I will be in a bright yellow tie coaching my butt off.
And I will be on the court getting unreasonably and irrationally aggressive.
And by coaching my butt off, I mean doing a lot of yelling.
I can't wait.
Maybe throwing clipboards. I haven't decided
I
yet.
can't wait. Coach of the year.
And just kind of being a general menace to the Michigan Daily.
Well, thank you for letting us take that media timeout to do a
advertise.
little self-promotion.
I'll do really good analysis for the rest of this quarter.
Now that we've gotten that out of our
but
system.
First, it was important that you knew that we had a game tomorrow.
It was critical information.
Hi, my name's WCBN. I got a basketball game tomorrow.
Okay, we are back to play with Rodriguez with the ball for the Cougars. She passes it around the top of the three, looking for something under the net. Wolverines defense is all over Rodriguez, back with the ball at the top because they can't find their way in. A shot is put up and it is no good, but the foul is called. It's a shooting foul, so the Cougars will get 2 shots here, and that will be Stoller at the line. Ava Stoller is a freshman on this team. She is another big player. We've been seeing her do some work tonight. She averages about 8.6 points per game. She puts up her first shot, and it is good.
Fortunately, she's not from the St. Louis regional area, and therefore I have no fun facts.
No fun facts for her. But she makes both of her free throws. Those are her first 2 points of the night. She's been a little cold, 0 for 1 from the three-point line and 0 for 2 from the field. But now 2 for 2 at the line. Wolverines to inbound the ball to Hansen. Brett calls for it. Cougars pushing up their defense a little bit now. Hobbs back in the game. Haven't seen a lot of her tonight. Hobbs to Brett. Brett looking for a drive. Passes it back to Hansen. Hansen to Hobbs. Hobbs finds Stuck in the paint, but the defense is tough. Some of that more aggressive play, I think we were saying, I think Stuck sort of got thrown to the ground, but somehow the call is not on the Cougars, but it is on the Wolverines, and it is a turnover. Apologies. I think that was Whitney Solemn.
Wolverines with 4 fouls in this quarter. Been a little tough, a little scrappy. A lot of those have just been shooting fouls.
Hansen intercepts the pass, and she goes to the net for an easy layup. 36-21 now as the Wolverines keep pulling ahead. They are 4 for 4 from the field right now on their last 4 shots. Stoller looks to slow it down for the Cougars a little, but the body's on the ground with some aggressive defense, but Stoller goes to the drive with a quick 360 spin, but she can't find it. Another player on the ground. It's hard to keep track of who is pushing who, but the Wolverines will come away with this battle and inbound the ball to Hansen.
Starting to get a little tougher.
I think the Cougars are starting to resort to some of that fouling behavior. A substitution being made for the Cougars.
That was Woolridge's 3rd personal foul, so they're going to take her out of the game.
And Clayton will come in for her. Hansen with the ball. Hansen getting doubled. But she finds her way into the paint and puts up another easy layup, another 2 points for the grad student. Lazaria Williams to Ava Stoller. Ava Stoller tries to find her way, almost loses the ball, kicks it out to Macy Sylvie. Macy Sylvie puts up the shot, hits the rim and bounces out. Hobbs is there with the rebound. Hobbs looking to drive into the paint, can't find it, kicks it out to the 3-point line. The shot goes up from Brett from the 3-point line, no good. Hansen tries again from the 3-point line, no good, but Hobbs has the ball. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Time to make something happen. Hobbs at the top of the key. Looks to spin into the paint, kicks it out to Hansen, almost takes another 3, can't find it, dribbles in a little, puts up another shot, bounces in and out. Solemn there with the rebound, tries to put it up, can't catch it, but draws the foul, and she will go to the line.
Shots weren't falling for the Wolverines in that little sequence, but it was very well done. They were getting all of their rebounds. They were out-muscling the Cougars. Finally saw him get a chance down low, couldn't put it up, but she's going to get 2.
Whitney Solemn at the line as the Cougars continue to be in a scoring drought here the last 2 minutes. First shot bounces in and out. A few substitutions there on that whistle. It is now Hansen, Hobbs, Camp Schroeder, Solomon stuck on the court for the Wolverines. Second shot for Solomon is no good.
Wolverines are 3 for 7 on free throws.
Rodriguez passes it, almost intercepted by the Wolverines. They're able to retain it. Rodriguez looking for something, but she keeps getting tough defense as she's double teamed by the Wolverines. The Wolverines seem to be everywhere, and the shot goes up and it is tipped off and no good, and Solemn grabs that ball. Hansen at the top of the 3 with the ball for the Wolverines. Solemn calling for it, can't find it. Solemn finds herself under the net, puts it up, and it's unfortunately no good as the Cougars grab that easy rebound. The whistle is called. It'll be a foul.
Isn't going to hurt today, but you can't be missing those kinds of shots, especially once you get into Big Ten play.
Absolutely.
Wide open under the net. You've got to take advantage.
The foul was called on the Wolverines, and it will put the Cougars at the line for another 2. The first shot goes up by Olivia Clayton, and it hits the rim, but doesn't find its way in. She puts up her second shot. She finds it, but the whistle's called. He seems to be pointing to Greta Kampschroeder. Not sure what the call is, but the ball will go to the Wolverines, and the free throw is considered good by Clayton as she puts up one of the 2. Alyssa Crockett to bring up the ball. Almost gets knocked out of her hand. She's able to keep it, finds Kampschroeder. Kampschroeder looks for Solomon in the paint, but the ball is intercepted by Clayton. Clayton drives down, can't find it, kicks it out with a wild pass, and the ball is out of bounds. Ball back to the Wolverines, and a quick back and forth there.
That was a great read by Clayton to get to intercept that pass. Unfortunately, she just can't connect on the pass in the offensive zone, and they haven't scored in nearly 4 minutes. A field goal.
Solemn looks for Kampschroeder under the net. Kampschroeder hits the board and finds it.
It's like that was over her head, not facing the net.
Cougars put up a 3, and it's good. First points for the Cougars in a while, and it is a nice shot from downtown by number 14, Sheehan. Hansen goes to put up the shot, and a foul is called. Taking a second, it seemed to be a rough play for a second, but the personal foul will be on number 14, Sheehan for the Cougars, and Hansen will go to the line for 2. Hansen's getting a lot of playing time tonight. She's a very dynamic player and a great dribbler. She's been a great point guard and a great addition for this team. Hansen looks to put up her first shot. And it's good.
Wolverines now shooting 40% from 3. At least for the moment being.
Second shot drops. And that'll be 2 for 2 for Hansen at the line as she steps out and Macy Brown comes in for Lauren Hansen. Macy Brown brings a great energy to the court. Excited to see what she does in these last 2 minutes and 43 seconds of the second quarter. Wolverines ahead 42 to the Cougars 25. Hobbs all over the Cougars. Wolverines keeping them outside of the 3. Cougars lose the ball. Camp Schroeder to bring it down for the Wolverines. Brown takes a second, finds Hobbs. Hobbs way outside of the 3. A lot of passing going around. Looking for an open shot. The pass by Brown to Crockett is no good and goes out of bounds. The Wolverines will lose the ball in this possession and another turnover.
Taking time off the clock at least, not really a waste. They don't need those points right now. It's good to just trying to get something set up there instead of just immediately giving the ball away.
Macy Silva Rodriguez almost knocked out by Jordan Hobbs, but Rodriguez retains it. A drive into the paint by number 5, Williams for the Cougars. She puts up the shot, it's no good, but she draws the foul and will go to the line for 2. And that will be a personal foul. That'll be a personal foul on number 11, Camp Schroeder for the Wolverines. Williams puts up her first shot and it bounces out. She has no points on the board tonight. Cougars currently shooting 72% from the line. She puts up the second shot, hits the rim, fight for the rebound. The Wolverines come away with it. Kyra Evans grabbed it and passed it to Brown. Brown to Crockett. Crockett to Hobbs. Hobbs looking for someone. Cross-court pass to Camp Schroeder at the 3-point line. She puts it up for another 3. Camp Schroeder at the 3-point line is starting to become a serious weapon for this Wolverine team. Rodriguez with the ball. Again, a quiet night for her. Ball being passed around. Another cross-court pass to Rodriguez at the 3-point line. Camp Schroeder in her face, keeping her out. Rodriguez drives, and she gets the charge called against her as she pushed Camp Schroeder to the ground. And it is a charging foul on number 33 for the Cougars. Crockett to inbound the ball to Brown. Brown getting double teamed before the half court. Finds Hobbs. Hobbs to Evans. Hobbs pushing her way into the net. She muscles it up and she finishes the job with 2 points for Kyra Evans. The shot gets put up by the Cougars. It's no good, and the rebound is grabbed. Jordan Hobbs will rush it down the court. She drives to the net, puts up the layup, and she draws the foul for a nice 3-point play possibility for the Wolverines. A great transition, probably one of the better transitions that we've seen here tonight as she will head to the line.
No, excellent sequence. The Cougars did turn the ball over on an errant pass, but the Wolverines were all over it to the point they couldn't expect that anything was going to happen anyway. Jordan Hobbs takes it down herself. Nice little behind the back dribble and puts up the shot. Fouled and makes the free throw.
Yeah, she turned that into a beautiful 3-point play. Rodriguez drives into the paint, puts up a shot, and it finds its way into the net. And she also draws the foul to return Jordan Hobbs' 3-point play. This is, the first we've seen of Rodriguez showing us this like shooting ability that she was supposed to have and was supposed to be a big threat tonight. But right now she only has 4 points as she heads to the line. She's been 2 for 7 from the fields and 0 for 1 from the line. Puts up the shot, and it's good. 5 points now for Rodriguez on the board. Brown to bring down the ball. There is only 34 seconds left here in the second quarter. The Wolverines ahead 50-28. Hobbs with the ball. Shot clock at 18. Crockett to Brown. Brown down to Cam Schroeder. Cam Schroeder looks for Hobbs. Struggling to find something. Hobbs is at the 3. She fakes up a shot, fakes the defender out, drives to the paint, puts up the shot, can't find it. Rebound. Macy Brown puts up the shot, I think, but then the foul is called, and I think Macy Brown will head to the line.
Just barely manages to beat the shot clock there. I mean, it wasn't going to hit the net before that went off, but luckily for her, foul comes in. 8.7 seconds left, 0 on the shot clock.
Macy Brown to the line.
Or maybe not. Maybe the foul didn't come in time.
They're reviewing this call to see if the shot went up before the shot clock went out.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close. I didn't have a great eye on it, so I'm not entirely sure. Not a critical loss if the Wolverines don't come away with this call. But that would be Macy Brown at the line again. Macy Brown is a freshman for this team. She earned All-State honors and was ranked 74th by ESPN. She's been a great addition to this team. She's very dynamic, very fast. She is really, really good at inducing movement for this team. And tonight she's also been a great shooter, and I really hope that confidence can develop so she can start being one of those players that puts up serious points for this team.
Yeah, absolutely. Wolverines are riding the hot hand right now. I hate saying that. I'm an analytics person, so whenever I'm like, oh, yeah, they're just good. Or good players are going to win games, or they make plays when they need to. It makes me feel a little dumb. But, I mean, that's what's going on. She's confident right now. They're feeding her the ball, and she's making it because when you feel good, you play good. And there's definitely numbers there somewhere. I just don't have them. But
there's definitely science on that.
To defend myself, I'm going to say that there's numbers behind that.
Yeah. You know, there are only 2 freshmen on this that have joined the team this year, Macy Brown being one of them. And, you know, they're still trying to figure out exactly what this team's identity is. And, you know, developing your freshmen is a really big part of that and instilling that confidence in them. These conference games are great for that. So it's exciting to see that she is, you know, taking to that opportunity and proving that she can be a strong presence on the court for the Wolverines as, you know, their schedule starts to toughen up a little here in these next few weeks.
Going to get at least one team back out there. We still don't know what's going on.
The refs are at the table reviewing the call to see if that shot went up before the shot clock went out. There's only 8.7 seconds left here in the second quarter.
I'll do some more self-promo.
Oh, please.
Tune in this Saturday, Big Ten Championship, live from Indianapolis. Our credentials initially got denied.
They did.
But that got fixed almost immediately. But that was a fun moment.
Kendall Spencer.
Where I got in the car and it was like, no. And then I got to the grocery store and it was like, we're fine.
We're fine. Kendall Spencer, an elite football analyst. She will be on the call for that game.
I've learned everything I know from Mina Kimes. Everyone go listen to the Mina Kimes show featuring Lenny. That's not self-promo, but with how much I talk about her, it basically is.
It basically is.
Favorite sportscaster in the
How
world.
excited are you to call that game?
I'm very excited. I went last year. There was a lot of politics around that. I won't get into details. It was odd. It was weird. It was uncomfortable at times. But this year should be good. We got a great
There's a great crew heading out to that game.
Going. Me, Kellen Flynn, Alex Miller, and Kobe Siegel.
Oh, what a squad.
Should be a blast. Make sure you tune in for that, as I am rooted against by my father, lifelong Iowa fan.
Tough.
I hope you're ready for the best punting performance in the Big Ten Championship history. Tori Taylor already got my MVP vote. Game hasn't happened yet. I know that's what I'm putting on my ballot. Basketball.
I think the call was not in favor of the Wolverines, as Macy Brown is not at the line, and Rodriguez is trying to make a final drive. She makes the drive, can't find it, kicks it out to Williams at the three-point line. Williams puts up the shot. It is blocked and no good, and the clock will run out on this first half. And the score that we're looking at is 15-28. What started off as perhaps almost a close game has now pulled away in favor of the Wolverines. What did you see change from the beginning of this half to the end of this half, Kendall, that you think has led to this bigger point differential?
Well, it ends not with a bang, but with a whimper for the Cougars. They played well to start the game. They were matching the Wolverines. They were playing them tough on defense. They were getting wide open shots, and then the Wolverines remembered who they were. And then the game changed entirely. They were getting those wide open threes outside from Crockett and Brown, and then Cam Schrader joined the party a little bit later. But once they got that opening up, they could get players down inside like Taylor and Cameron Williams, Elise Stuck, Kyra Evans. They were getting them down low, feeding them the ball. Once that happened, they were able to get shots from anywhere. They got those threes, they got those low shots, and then on defense, they closed those gaps. They started playing tight, kept Rodriguez out of it for most of this thing. Transition game is something that I think they could improve to start the second half. However, they're up by 22, so it's not the end of the world yet. Both teams are going to go to the locker room, try and reset, but the Wolverines were the dominant team for most of that game. Played shaky for maybe about 4 minutes, and after that, kind of came into form.
Absolutely. They tend to start a little slow as they figure out their other team defensively, but once they do figure them out defensively, this is a very, very strong defensive team. I mean, when I was watching, I felt like they were all over every player. They move, they're aggressive. There's no one just standing around, and every player, I think, understands the importance of defense in this game, and that defense is just as important as making those, fun and exciting three-point shots and getting those easy layups. Defense is what can shut down and help create this massive point differential. So I think they've really been stepping up with this tonight. I mean, Coach KBA has even talked about how this season that is a big, big part of the game that is on the mind of every player. And she said in a press conference that if you want to play on this team, if you want to fight for those starting spots, if you want to fight for those minutes, you have to have this defensive mindset. And I think all the players heard that as they are really pulling up with their aggression and really learning how to shut down defense once they take a second to figure it out. It gets a little scary at the beginning, but then they're able to reel it in. Looking at who's been leading for both of these teams so far tonight, Alyssa Crockett has been having a great game. She's leading the shooting with 10 points. Interesting that her and Brown have been on the court a lot tonight. We haven't seen a lot from, Layla Felia, who is, considered the star of this team now. Maybe not the star, but definitely one of the guiding lights. She's been taking a seat tonight, as I'm assuming because this is a non-conference game, and she's resting up before we head into a thicker schedule. And Alyssa Brett has been leading with 3 rebounds, and Lauren Hansen with 3 assists. Lauren Hansen also getting a lot of minutes here tonight. For the Cougars, Sophie Lois is leading the team with 10 points, and Ava Stoller leading rebounds with 3 rebounds. A quiet game for the star, KK Rodriguez. KK Rodriguez just last week had gotten some national recognition. I mean, she's in the entire NCAA. She is 11th for scoring. She has been putting up serious numbers against most of her teams. Perhaps tonight is the first time that she has had some serious competition and has been pushing her a little bit. I mean, she put up 28 points against Middle Tennessee, and she was OVC Player of the Week last week. But tonight the Wolverines have figured out how to shut her down in a successful way. Heading into the second half, Kendall, what do you think is going to change in the Wolverine play, and what do you think is going to change in the Cougar play?
Things definitely amped up in aggression as well as feeling in that second quarter. Expecting to see a tough play from both sides. However, I do think the Wolverines are probably going to turn, if not start the half, definitely by halfway through the third, if not the end, to kind of switch around those rosters, get new players in. Sorry, there's a nice little half-court nearly shot made for, I don't know, like a Meijer gift card.
I could use a Meijer gift card right about now.
That's all they give. It's never cash. It's like, here, have a Meijer gift card. Which, I do. That's where I get my groceries. I would like it.
That's where you can get anything. You can get anything at Meijer.
I had never been to a Meijer before I got here.
Same. I'm from New York. We do not have Meijer, and Meijer is great. Meyer is
Shout out
wonderful.
Meyer. Not
Shout out Meyer.
not a
Not a
sponsor.
sponsor. Not a
Could be.
sponsor.
Actually, couldn't be. Never
No,
mind.
no, no.
But
Shh. Not a sponsor.
couldn't
Not a
be.
sponsor.
But you could. I don't know. Give me a Meyer gift card. Irrelevant. Irrelevant of this broadcast.
Okay, well, it has been such a pleasure to call this first half with you, Kendall. So much fun. So refreshing to do this alongside a fellow female commentator.
We got great guys in this club, and sometimes it's guys, but they're guys.
But they're guys.
And sometimes
but
it's
they're
nice
guys.
to just have another girl.
Have
on the-
another
on
girl. It's a safe
on the
space. And it's been so lovely. This has been, an exciting game to watch. Loved seeing some of the younger players step up. Again, for those just joining, it is 15-28. The Wolverines leading the Cougars. And we are about 10 minutes left here. We're going to take a little break, and then our lovely fellow broadcasters are going to come in about 5 minutes before the start of the
Our
half.
lovely fellows.
Our lovely fellow broadcasters, Jaden Fode and Jake Singer, they are going to bring this home with an incredible call themselves. It's been so great to talk to you all. Good night, and go Blue. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Welcome back to Crisler Center here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, as the Michigan Wolverines lead the SIU Edwardsville Cougars 50-28 here at halftime. Welcome, everybody. My name is Jake Singer. Alongside me, Jaden Fode. And we have a great second half on tap for you all right now. Wolverines dominating the Cougars here in the first half of a non-conference matchup, first matchup between these two teams in team history. Jaden, so great to have you alongside myself. Let's walk through the first half really quickly. Michigan ending that half for the last 2 minutes on a 10-2 run, really taking this game into its own hands, really dominating throughout the first half. What really happened there for Michigan in the first half that allowed it to really take a really big lead there to end the half?
Yeah, I think two players really stood out to me. Alyssa Crockett leading the scoring for Michigan with 10 points was great to see, especially with someone like Layla Felia not scoring at all. She's been characteristically one of Michigan's best scorers, so it was a shock to see her with 0 points in that first half, but it was great to have someone like Alyssa step up and get the scoring going. And also freshman Macy Brown coming out going 3 for 3 with 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists was also positive to see on the offensive end for the Wolverines. Having these two players step up was great to see for them in that first half.
Defensively, too, Michigan really holding the Cougars' top scorer, KK Rodriguez, to pretty much nothing. Rodriguez only going 2 for 7 for 5 points there in the first half. What did Michigan do defensively to prohibit Rodriguez from scoring?
I noticed that. I was expecting someone like KK Rodriguez to have a big game. She had 30 points or more in 3 of the Cougars' games this season, so it was definitely a big shock. And I think Michigan just working on both sides of the ball, getting back on defense, was definitely what prompted them to hold her to only 5 points in that first half.
Yeah, both teams tallying 3 steals there in that first half. Michigan also tallying 4 blocks there in the first half, too, so really prohibiting the Cougars from scoring a lot. Now, the Cougars are down. They're down by a lot of points right now. They're also on a really big skid right now, really trying to look for a win, only 1-6 for the first 7 games. What do the Cougars need to do coming out here in the second half to try to get themselves back in this one?
Yeah, to start the game, the Cougars came out with a lot of energy. They even held a slight lead on Michigan for the first couple minutes. It looked like Michigan was working off some rust in the early minutes of this game, which they soon got rid of. But the Cougars are definitely going to have to come out of this half with that same energy that they had in the first half if they want to make the score more competitive and have a chance to win this game.
You're right about that. Cougars shooting only 30% from three-point in the first half, 28% from the field in total, 69% from free throw. Michigan, on the other hand, 61% from the field, 60% from the free throw line, and 54% from 3. So we'll have to see both teams really trying to get back out here and score at a higher clip going into the second half as we're just about to get settled here in the second half. Alongside myself with Jaden right here on WCBN Sports. And it was interesting in that first half because you had those unsung heroes for Michigan really taking, the scoring by storm. You've seen these players really shooting the 3 from a really good arc.
Yeah, with Michigan having a freshman and a sophomore leading their scoring, it was a little bit surprising, but it's honestly great to see these younger players stepping up, especially before we get into Big Ten play when the games are going to be more competitive. They're going to be more important for them to spread the scoring around and get these wins. So it's great to see them getting started early in the season here.
Both teams using a lot of their bench right there in the first half as well. We saw about 10 players play for the Wolverines, about 9 players play for the Cougars. So expect a large rotation to continue here in the second half as we're just about to get set here in the second half for both teams. Michigan in its white uniforms, Cougars in their black. On the floor right now for the Wolverines, Hansen, Felia, Hobbs, and both Williams are out there. For the Cougars, Stoller, Sylvie, Smith, Lois, and Rodriguez as we're back underway here in Crisler Center. Hansen has the ball at top of the key. She's looking for someone, looking in the post. She finds Felia. Felia trying to kick it out to Williams. Williams trying to post up somebody, now tends it out to Hobbs. Hobbs going in for a left-hand layup. Kicks it back out to Hansen, and it's good for the 3. Hansen gets the scoring started here in the second half with a 3 from the corner, and Michigan goes up 53-28. Ava Stoller has it now sends it inside the post to Hallie Smith. Smith to Rodriguez. Rodriguez goes in for the left-hand layup, and she gets fouled by Felia. And Rodriguez will have 2 free throws coming up here, 9:22 left in the third quarter.
Michigan's going to have to look to limit some of these fouls here. Might prove to not be so important in this game, but in the future, those could be costly.
You're completely right about that. Felia now has 3 fouls already, so she's already going into foul trouble here. Rodriguez at the charity stripe. First shot is up, and it's through. Rodriguez now has 6 points on the day. Leading scorer for the Cougars. Second free throw is up and good as well, so Rodriguez makes both of her free throw opportunities and gets up to 7 points here, 53-30. Wolverines still lead. Hansen moving in right side, top of the key still, to Hobbs. Now to Felia. Felia is searching for someone. Felia gets a screen. Back to Hobbs in the right-hand corner. Back to Felia now, same right-hand corner. 3-point attempt up, and it's short. Rebound to Williams. Second chance opportunity, and she is pure.
Wide open 3 missed by Felia there. Kind of surprising.
Cameron Williams, though, on cleanup duty. Quick 3-point opportunity there. That's going to be really short for number 24, Sophie Lois. Wolverines with the rebound. Felia moving in right side. She said, I'll take it myself, and she missed the wide open right-handed layup, and Rodriguez is going the other way. Rodriguez looking for Stoller. Stoller going under the basket and around, and that's good. Stoller with a nice bucket there. 55-32 now, Wolverines lead. Hobbs to Rodriguez. Rodriguez moving in right side. Easy right-hand layup. Taylor Williams, my apologies, with the right-hand layup for the Wolverines. 8:09 left here in the third quarter. KK Rodriguez, top of the key, one-on-one with Hobbs. She gets it to Smith. Cougars possession. Sophie Lois, back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez sizing up the defender. She tries to go inside to Smith. Smith loses the handle, and Williams comes up with the steal. Hansen moving in now. She's searching. She finds someone in the corner. That's Hobbs. 3-point attempt, and that's good.
Beautiful shot by Jordan Hobbs.
Jordan Hobbs forces the Cougars to call a timeout, and Wolverines take a 60-32 lead at the timeout here.
Once again, back with Hansen and Hobbs, some other players really stepping up for the Wolverines, making some key shots there, and some uncharacteristic misses from Layla Felia.
Yeah, you're really right about that. Layla Felia, definitely one of the top scorers here for the Michigans this season, 17.3 points per game on the season. She's shooting free throws at 88%, 36% from the field, 4 rebounds per game as well. And you're seeing Layla Felia here well into the second half with 0 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 3 fouls. So while Michigan does have a 28-point lead, you are noticing these small things that while it might not be that relevant right now against the Cougars, for example, it definitely could become relevant in Big Ten play.
Yeah, exactly. With such a large lead, it might prove to be unimportant in a game like this. They don't need those extra points particularly, but for her confidence, for the team, it's going to be important for her to kind of get going in this game, get some points on the board, just so she can feel better about herself going into these next games coming up when it is going to be more important for her to step up as the team's leading scorer.
Yeah, Michigan has a 3-game road series ahead, so a lot of games not going to be played here in Ann Arbor, and obviously when you go to different places with different environments, how you score is definitely going to change, and that's why a lot of players even play better at home. So you really want to see Layla Feely just getting a little bit more confidence here. We'll see how much more the Michigan starters are going to be in this game for. Obviously, with Michigan taking a commanding lead at 28 points, you have to assume that very soon, if Michigan keeps increasing its lead, you might see a little bit of a change there. But for right now, Layla Feely in there with both Williams, with Hobbs, and Hansen. Let's just see if they can try to get a little bit more traction here in this half and increase this lead even more than they're already doing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Home field advantage is definitely real, and for someone like the Wolverines, they want to take advantage of their home fans, play well for them when they're here, get that scoring going, get their confidence up, especially before they go on this road trip. So hopefully for someone like Layla Feely, she can get herself going here in the second half.
Definitely right about that. So we're back from our media timeout. You're listening to WCBN Sports. Jaden Fode, my name is Jake Singer. So great to have all of you here with us in the second half of Michigan women's basketball here in Crisler Center. Both teams don't make a change, so the starting lineups are still out there for both teams as the Cougars bring the ball up the court now. Rodriguez, nice move there on Hobbs, but she misses. Cameron Williams with the rebound. Hansen trying to get to Hobbs. Another three-point attempt, and that's good.
Another three-pointer by Jordan Hobbs. She's really got herself going here to start this second half.
Michigan leading 63-32 now here in the second half. Rodriguez doing all she can, trying to get it to the corner of Stoller. Stoller can find nobody, though. Good defense by Hobbs. Rodriguez, deep three attempt. That's off the back iron and out. Hansen with the rebound. 6:44 left here in the third quarter. And Hansen is fouled. Believe that'll be a shooting foul. So Michigan will go back to the charity stripe for 2 more opportunities. Foul goes to Ava Stoller, her second. Both teams have 1 foul apiece here in the third quarter. First free throw attempt is up, and it's good for Hansen. Second free throw attempt is also good, and Lauren Hansen has reached the 10-point mark, so she's going to be in double digits right now. Hobbs with 9. Stoller looking for Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to find Stoller in the corner now. On Hansen, deep 2-point attempt, and that's going to miss. Rebound to Layla Filia. And she'll bring the ball up the court now. Filia to Hobbs. And Hobbs tries the pump fake attempt, but she's going to travel on the 3-point line. That's going to be a turnover on Michigan.
Michigan on a 10-0 run in the last 2 minutes here, so definitely not the start that the Cougars were looking for in this second half.
Yeah, we were saying at halftime that the Cougars definitely need to come out shooting at a higher clip than they definitely did in the first half, just shooting 28%. That's definitely not been the case here in the second half. Rodriguez moving inside, trying to get it to Sheehan. And that's going to be good for Sheehan. Deep 2-point attempt. Hansen brings the ball up the court now. Hansen to Hobbs. Hobbs in the left corner now. Moving right side to Filia. Back to Hansen. Hansen thinks about shooting it. She decides not to. Tries to get inside to Williams. Back out to Hansen. Hansen trying to get it inside once again, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Cameron Williams. So turnover, Michigan. Cougars will bring the ball up the court now as well. Michigan leading 65-34, 5:30 left here in the third quarter. So we get a substitution now. Lazara Williams checks in for Ava Stoller. Williams bringing the ball up the court now for the Cougars. Nice backdoor pass to KK Rodriguez, but she's going to travel. Really Michigan basketball. A few turnovers here in the third quarter. Hansen now has it for Michigan once again. Tries to get inside to Williams. That gets taken away by number 14, Molly Sheehan. Williams goes all the way up, and she gets fouled by Filia. But she's down on the court now for a second, holding her left thigh. So Lazaria Williams looks a little shaken up there as she gets fouled on the layup opportunity.
That was Layla Filia's 4th foul. Looks like she's being taken out of the game now for Taylor Woodson. Still with 0 points on the game, so a little bit of an unfortunate outcome for her today.
So Taylor Woodson checks in, the freshman. Williams at the line for the Cougars. She misses the first shot. Williams is now 0 for 3 at the free throw line tonight. And when you're down by 21 points, missing free throws is definitely not the spot you want to be in. Williams misses the second, so Lazario Williams 0 for 4 from the free throw line in this contest so far. Hansen to Woodson. Hansen all alone in the corner, and that's pure. Laura Hansen 4-3, and Michigan takes a commanding 68-34 lead. Quick shot, though, in the corner, right back for the Cougars. That's Molly Sheehan, 3 of her own. Williams has it in the post. Back out to Woodson now. Woodson to Hansen. Now to Cameron Williams. In the corner to Hobbs. Around the horn now. Trying to get it back inside. And it gets taken away. And KK Rodriguez goes up the other way for the easy lay-in. Hansen now to Woodson. To Taylor Williams for the Wolverines. Michigan moving a little bit fast-paced here in this corner. Back inside of Taylor Williams. Mid-range shot. That trickles in and out. Rebound to Rodriguez. Williams the other way for the Cougars. Tries to go inside, and she loses the handle before she can. But there's another 3 opportunity there for KK Rodriguez, and that's going to be pure. So all of a sudden now, when Michigan started this quarter on a 10-0 run, the Cougars are getting themselves right back in it with an 8-0 run themselves, and we find ourselves at 68-42. Another timeout on the floor.
Yeah, KK Rodriguez started this second half with only 5 points, and now she's up to 12 in just about a little bit over 6 minutes here in this third quarter. So exactly what they wanted to avoid is getting her started, getting her some more points, and now with an 8-0 run by the Cougars in the past minute, Michigan's definitely going to have to get back on it, back on defense. Even though they have such a commanding lead on this game, it's just going to be essential for them to keep working regardless of the score.
I mean, we were saying at halftime, this team runs through KK Rodriguez for the Cougars. They run as she goes. Her points per game is significantly higher compared to everyone else on her team. She's averaging 23 points per game. The next highest average is Macy Sylvie at 10.7. So you're seeing that clip so large for the Cougars. When Rodriguez is being held to 5.5 points, obviously the rest of the Cougars have proven this season that they haven't been able to find another scorer outside of her. So now you're seeing in the second half an 8-0 run. You're seeing Rodriguez get involved, Sheehan's gotten involved, and now you're starting to pick up some momentum because you're going through the player that your entire season has been built around.
Yeah, exactly. And I think as good of a player as she is, it's important for the rest of their team to get involved, get scoring, and not rely so much on that one single player to kind of keep your team going and win these games. As we've seen, they've only had 1 win this season, so this strategy hasn't really been the best for them. They're going to need to look to get these other players going, and in a game like this where it doesn't seem like they have a shot at winning, it's going to be important for them to try to work through some of their other players and see what they can get going here.
The Cougars are 1-6 this season, but they actually, their one blowout loss was to Oklahoma State, where they lost by 41 points in the first game of the season. Since then, they have not lost by more than 10 points. They've played really, really close games. They lost by 1 point to Dayton, 3 points to Eastern Michigan, 4 points to Illinois State. They lost by 2 points to Eastern Kentucky, and then they lost by 7 recently to Middle Tennessee. So you've seen this team being able to stay in games. They haven't been able to win in crunch time, but they've been able to score points. They've been scoring in the 60s, 70s, so that first half was definitely a downturn for the Cougars, but you're seeing right now in the second half right back at it, and they're scoring, and the Wolverines need to be a little bit careful here to not get let up too much steam. They have to still put the pedal to the metal and see if they can keep scoring and outscore this Cougars team.
Right, you're definitely right, and it looks like they've taken most of their starters, if not all of them, out. So it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this game plays out.
The Wolverines now running with a complete new lineup as Hobbs gets tossed a little bit, but it's just going to be out of bounds, retaining Michigan basketball. Macy Brown checks into the game, as well as Crockett and Stuck for the Wolverines. Brown to Hobbs. Now out to Crockett. 3-point attempt, and that's good. So Alyssa Crockett picks up right where she left off in the first half with a 3-point attempt, and that goes through. As we now get another turnover here by the Cougars. Ava Stoller tried to find her teammate Molly Sheehan, and that goes just out of bounds. Michigan basketball. Brown brings the ball up the court now. Guarded by Stoller. As now Brown is going to get called for a charging call here on Stoller. So we have back-to-back turnovers here on 2 straight possessions.
Yeah, 15 turnovers for the Wolverines and 12 for the Cougars. Turnover count is a little bit high, especially with 3 minutes left to play still here in the third quarter.
Well, you're right about that. Cougars now have the ball. Rodriguez to Stoller. Trying to look inside. Now we have a 3rd straight turnover. That's going to be an offensive foul there on Sheehan for the Cougars.
Wow. Both teams are really going to be looking to clean some of this up. It's been a little sloppy the past minute or so.
Trading punches back and forth in the wrong ways right now for both teams. 71-42 with 2:52 left here in the third quarter. Crockett has the ball, bringing it up the floor now for the Wolverines. Crockett moves left side. She's looking for her teammate Woodson. Woodson trying to move inside to the left. She has a little post-up opportunity, but that is short. Stoller moving the other way now. Stoller trying to get it inside to Brianna Woldridge, and that's not good. As the Wolverines go the other way, Elise stuck for the easy left-hand layup, and the Wolverines increase their total. .210 left here in the third quarter. Michigan up 31 points right now on the Cougars. Stoller trying to get into Woodbridge, and that's good. Brianna Woldridge for 2 points. Those are her first 2 points of today. She has 2 points, 3 fouls. Saw a lot of that first half on the bench because of being in foul trouble. Hobbs to Crockett. Now to Stuck. Back out to Hobbs. Wide open 3-point attempt, and she says, yes, sir. Hobbs, 3 3-point makes here in the third quarter, and she has definitely played a large part in the Wolverines' commanding lead.
Definitely. She is the 3rd Wolverine today in double figures now, going 3 for 3 from the 3, which is fantastic to see these other players stepping up here for the Wolverines in this game.
Hobbs 3 for 3 from 3-point range. Brown 2 for 2 from 3-point range, and Crockett 3 for 4 from the 3-point line. So you're seeing these Wolverines really shooting it well from the 3-point line today. Woodson now has it for the Wolverines to Brown. Another 3-point attempt possibly for Stuck, but she decides to pump fake and go inside, and she gets fouled. Woldridge is called for the foul. That's going to be her 4th personal foul. So Woldridge, the only true center between both teams today, is going to have to go back to the Cougars bench, and she'll probably be sitting for most of today's contest with 4 fouls and only 2 points. Wolverines inbounding. Cam Schroeder comes into the game now for the Wolverines. Woodson moves inside. Mid-range opportunity. And that's just too strong. Stoller moving the other way. Fast break opportunity. And she makes the layup and gets fouled. And one opportunity right there for Ava Stoller of the Cougars, as she cuts Michigan's lead to just 30 points, if you want to say just in that sentence. 76-46 here. 47 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, still quite a commanding lead that the Wolverines have, and regardless of how much they score, it looks like they're probably going to come away with this one here.
Still a quarter left to play in this one, but you're completely right about that, as the free throw attempt by Stoller is good. So 76-47 now. Brown with the ball, moving up the court for the Wolverines. Brown is pressed a little bit by Stoller. She does a give-and-go opportunity, and she moves all the way in left side. Tough layup there for Brown. And just like that, Wolverines go back up by 31 points. Stoller getting double teamed at the top of the key. She gets it to her teammate, Macy Sylvie, who misses the three-point opportunity, but Sheehan gets the offensive rebound. Sylvie back to Stoller. Stoller moving inside on Crockett. She tries to go the up and under layup, tough bucket, but it's in and out. That would have been cool, as the Wolverines have a last-second shot opportunity, and that just misses by Brown, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Michigan 78, Cougars 47. As you just said, Jaden, this is all just about over here in Crisler Center.
Yeah, now, although Michigan does have quite the lead, the Cougars have gone 6 for their last 8, and they have scored the most points in the third quarter out of any quarter this game so far. So it looks like they were able to gain a little bit of momentum here, if you even want to call it that, in this quarter. But the Wolverines definitely let them sneak back into this game a little bit, and kind of want to look to see the Wolverines keep up on the defensive side, especially after only allowing 11 points in that second quarter. So definitely going to look to be a little bit stronger on defense, limit some of the turnovers, limit the fouls, and just keep this thing rolling here. Yeah,
just the Wolverines' three-point attack today has definitely been the key for me, just making shot after shot. Michigan shooting 67% from three. That is an absurd number right there for a team that on the season shoots just 32% from three-point range. And on the flip side for the Cougars, 33% from three. You know, those differences right there, that 2-to-1 that 2-to-1 opportunity right there for Michigan, just making 2 more threes than the Cougars are per average. It's just a crazy stat that if you're any team, if Michigan was playing South Carolina right now and was shooting the ball from three at 67%, you'd have to assume that anybody would be in that game. So the fact that they're shooting it right now against the Cougars is definitely why the Wolverines are up by 31 points.
Yeah, 100%. It's not every day where you see a team shoot this consistently from the three and from multiple different players. So it's really great to see Michigan get their scoring going and shoot better from the three, because this is not something that they do every game. So it's really a positive that we're seeing here today.
As we're talking just a little bit down the road, obviously with this game, the 31-point margin, you know, as you just said, there's been a lot of scorers today for the Wolverines that have been able to produce a lot. Who is one player that's really been able to stand out to you that maybe is kind of that unsung person that hasn't been able to showcase their skills as much this season, and how is that going to benefit the team going forward?
Yeah, honestly, I might even say Jordan Hobbs. It seems as though in the past she's been playing a little bit under Layla Filia's shadow, but she's really been able to showcase herself tonight, especially from the three, like we said before. And it's great to see her get going, and along with the other players, Alyssa Crockett, Macy Brown, with someone like Layla Filia not playing to her full potential tonight.
Yeah, Hobbs shooting 41% from three this season, which is still a fantastic number. She's 100% from a three-point line tonight, so definitely one of those large contributions here for the Wolverines. As we're back underway now in the fourth quarter as Michigan leads 78-47. And Michigan right away forces another turnover. Ava Stoller travels, and just like that, the turnover margin just keeps piling on for both of these teams. Cougars at 16 turnovers, Wolverines at 15. Brown now to Camp Schroeder. Camp Schroeder trying to send it inside to Kyra Evans. Sends it back out to the corner. Camp Schroeder three-point attempt, and that's good. Greta Camp Schroeder for three. And she's someone that definitely, if you can get involved consistently game in and game out, she can be a game wrecker for the Wolverines.
100%. She's one of those players they definitely want to get going here, and that looks like exactly what's happening.
Zaria Williams trying to get inside to Haley Smith. She misses, but a nice putback opportunity right there by Macy Sylvie for the 2 points. Crockett has it now top of the key to Brown. Brown moving in left side. She has Woodson, who sends it inside to number 22, Kyra Evans, who gets the bucket, and she gets fouled. And one opportunity now for Kyra Evans.
6th point of the game for Evans. Really getting everyone involved here tonight.
Yeah, Kyra Evans averaging just about 6.6 points per game this season, as she just gets the bounce to go on the free throw attempt, so she eclipses her game average number. 7 points today for Evans. Wolverines up 84-49. As a shot attempt gets blocked right there by Crockett. Macy Silvey tried the three, and Crockett said, as Crockett goes the other way. 3-point attempt, top of the key, and that just misses. Crockett almost turning in a block into a three. Nonetheless, that's going to go out of bounds. Kyra Evans could not control the rebound, and it'll be Cougars basketball.
Fantastic block and great shot by Crockett there, regardless of the miss. It was nice to see.
She's been hot today, so you don't blame her. 4 for 6 from 3. 13 points for her. As Williams on the Cougars has it now. Gets it to Smith. Now to Silvey. Silvey moving in right side, and she gets blocked by Brown. The blocks are now piling up for the Wolverines. That's their 4th block of the game. Cougars will inbound it. Williams pass it into Smith. Haley Smith now gets to Ava Stoller. Stoller thinking about the three. She now goes in right side. Right-handed layup is no good. Kyra Evans the rebound. Brown looking for the left-hand layup. She goes inside. Tough opportunity, and she gets fouled. Brown almost had another and one opportunity for the Wolverines, unless she'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Macy Brown has definitely done a really great job in this game, kind of taking charge and taking some of these plays for herself, which is fantastic to see, especially coming in here as a freshman this year.
Completely right about that. This team had a lot of turnover from a year before, a lot of new faces. You got some transfers, you got some freshmen, and you're playing everybody early on in this season trying to see what you have, as Brown misses the first free throw attempt. And in these games, you are playing like an SIU Edwardsville, but it still matters. You still are trying to see what you have in your team, as Brown misses the second free throw opportunity, but the ball goes out of bounds off of a Cougar, and it'll still be Michigan basketball.
Yeah, 100%. These are the times where you want to get everyone involved, get everyone playing, especially before we get into Big Ten play here coming up soon, and kind of see what they have to work with.
Kim Barnes-Arico, her 4th season here for the Wolverines. Layla Felia tries to go up for the layup, and she gets fouled. Felia still looking for her first points of today's contest into the 4th quarter. She'll have a chance at getting her first 2 here at the free throw line. As Felia's first free throw attempt rims in and out, so Felia really struggling to find the bottom of the basket today. Luckily, her team has been behind her. Felia's second free throw attempt is good, so Felia finally in the scoring column with 1 point right now. Stoller moves in left side. She gets blocked again by Kyra Evans. Kyra Evans says, "No, ma'am." And the Wolverines pile on those blocks. Crockett to Brown in the right corner. She gets to Kyra Evans inside, back out to Layla Felia, and Felia's 3-point attempt is no good. 7:30 left here in the 4th quarter. Williams moving in the other side for the Cougars, and she misses the layup. Crockett the rebound. Wolverines moving fast here. Felia trying to move in left side. She kicked it back out to Crockett. 3-point attempt, and that's good! Alyssa Crockett, 5 threes in today's contest, and she has 16 points for the Wolverines as they lead 88-49 here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Alyssa Crockett, the Wolverines' leading scorer as of right now with 16 points. She has done a fantastic job from the 3, and it's great to see someone like her stepping up. Kind of an unlikely leading scorer for the Wolverines here, but nonetheless, it's fantastic to see.
That 3-point attempt forces the Cougars to call another timeout. Cougars have just one more timeout remaining with 7:15 left here in the 4th quarter. And how about Alyssa Crockett? 41% from 3 coming into today, 5 for 7 from the 3-point line. And the Wolverines with 14 made threes compared to the Cougars' 5 today. And obviously that 27-point difference, you can definitely see in the total score as the Wolverines lead by 39 points.
Yeah, with almost a 40-point lead in this game and just a little bit over 7 minutes left, it looks like the Wolverines are definitely going to take this one on the road and go on a little road trip here. So it's nice to see them really get going at home and take advantage of that home field. Like you said previously, it's definitely great to see all these players get involved and get all of them scoring tonight, really.
So you just said Wolverines going on a little bit of a road trip after tonight's game. They go to Cambridge on Saturday to take on Harvard in a very interesting matchup. Then they go to Toledo on December 6th. And then they're in Champaign, Illinois to take on the Fighting Illini on December 10th before they finally come back home on December 16th against Miami of Ohio. We're actually going to have a crew definitely for Toledo, possibly for Harvard as well. So WCBN Sports will definitely be at as many women's basketball games as possible this season, covering all of Michigan athletics action here for all of you. We're just about to get out of the media timeout here. Wolverines taking a dominant lead, 7-0 run in the last minute 39. Cougars shooting 0 for 4 in that span as well. And that is why the Wolverines lead by 39 points here with 7:15 left in the fourth quarter. Ava Stoller brings the ball up the court now for the Cougars. She gets it to Williams, who gets it to Wooldridge. Wooldridge trying to go inside on Kyra Evans, hands it back off to Stoller, and her mid-range opportunity is not good. Evans with the rebound. Brown, nice backdoor pass to Layla Felia, and Felia finally makes her first field goal of today with the easy layup. 3 points for Felia. Third assist for Brown. On the other side now, Molly Sheehan tries to go in for the layup, and that's not good. Crockett trying to get outside to Brown. 3-point attempt for Brown, and that hits off the front iron. That's going to be an offensive foul over the back foul on Kyra Evans. So it would have been Cougars basketball anyway. But with the foul, the Cougars will take the ball and inbound it from their own sideline. Ava Stoller to Lazaria Williams. Now to Wooldridge. Wooldridge looking around. She's at the top of the key. Williams has it. Mid-range opportunity. That looks off, and it was wide. Crockett with the rebound. Cam Schroeder trying to get it to Brown, who sends it cross court to Felia. Back to Crockett. Inside to Kyra Evans, who posts up Wooldridge, and the easy lay-in's good for Kyra Evans. Kyra Evans now with 9 points, as she has been able to find her spots tonight. 5:38 left here in the fourth quarter. Wolverines up by over 40 points right now. Wooldridge tries the layup opportunity. Good defense there by Kyra Evans. That's not good. Crockett to Brown. Easy right-hand layup there for Brown. Macy Brown. She's at 12 points now, and she's also been finding her spots tonight. Ava Stoller. Double teamed into Wooldridge. Big matchup there on Cam Schroeder, and Cam Schroeder has nothing else to do but foul her as she gets bodied to the ground. She stays on the ground for just a second, and she pops right back up. Get it right at Cam Schroeder with her second foul. She'll, believe, stay in the game. We'll have a few substitutions here. Kyra Evans comes out. Macy Brown also comes out. Whitney Solemn comes into the game, as well as Laura Hansen. Wooldridge at the free throw line. She makes the first. That is Wooldridge's third point today. Again, she has 4 fouls. She's playing with foul trouble. And the second free throw was good by her as well. So Wooldridge is up to 4 points now. 4 points, 1 rebound, 4 fouls.
Yeah, just before those free throws, the Wolverines did go on another 13-0 run. So exactly what the Cougars were looking to avoid here.
Cam Schroeder trying to get inside. Now kicked back out to Feely. A mid-range opportunity. She found her spot, but that's just not in. Layla Feely really struggling tonight. And she gets a second chance opportunity, and she gets fouled. Nice find there by Whitney Solemn. And Layla Feely will go back to the free throw line.
Yeah, Layla Feely missing a couple of these shots we usually expect her to make. Just can't really find her shot tonight, but proven with this lead, they don't particularly need it, but it'll be essential for her to get some of that confidence back, especially when they head on this road trip coming up.
Layla Feely, 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 fouls. Just last game, she had 15.7 rebounds. She hit the free throw line, and she makes the first. Right now, 2 for 3 from the free throw line, also shooting at 88% from the charity stripe this season. So that one miss was definitely also uncharacteristic of her. And she misses the second. So 2 missed free throws tonight, and now the ball goes off her hands on the offensive rebound. So Layla Feely can only cash in on 1 of the 2 free throws and then turns the ball over to the Cougars right there.
Yeah, just an off night for her tonight, I think is all you can really say.
Sophie Lewis sends it to Macy Sylvie now for the Cougars. Sylvie back to Lewis. Trying to get to Williams now. Finds a nice find inside to Olivia Clayton, who missed the wide open layup. And then she gets blocked by Crockett on the second chance opportunity. Olivia Clayton missing 2 wide open opportunities there right in front of the basket.
That is the 7th block by the Wolverines tonight. Insane.
Crockett moving in left side. She missed the layup. Another offensive opportunity there for Whitney Solemn. Offensive rebound to her, and she cashes in. It's going to be Whitney Solemn's 4th point tonight. 4 rebounds, 4.6 rebounds for the forward. Olivia Clayton trying to go inside, and she's going to get called for a charge. Greta Kamschroeder draws the charge on Clayton. And the first time when she was called for the blocking foul, this time she cashes in on the charging call, hitting the deck both possessions. Michigan leading 97-51, 3:48 left here in the 4th quarter. Lauren Hansen has it for the Wolverines. The starting guard to Kamschroeder inside. Easy opportunity off the back iron and out for Kamschroeder. Molly Sheehan tries to go in right side for the lay-in opportunity, and she gets fouled. And 1 opportunity for Sheehan as she's up to 13 points tonight.
That was the Cougars' first field goal in the past about 5 minutes, so they have just not been able to find their shot here in this 4th quarter to close out this game.
Sheehan at the free throw line, 5 for 7 today for her, as she makes the and 1 opportunity there for Sheehan. So she's up to 14 points now. Kamschroeder has a wide open 3-point opportunity. That rims in and out, but offensive rebound once again for the Wolverines. Taylor Woodson, as she's able to lay it in. And that is the Wolverines' 11th offensive rebound today. Zaria Williams now trying to move in left side. Tough opportunity there, and she misses. Baseball court pass all the way down to Lauren Hansen, who misses the wide open right-handed layup. No one was around her. Cougars moving the other way now. Woldridge trying to move inside. Nice defense, though, there by Whitney Solemn. She comes up empty. Woodson moving in the other side, fast break opportunity, and she makes the left-hand layup. Wolverines a clip 100 points once again tonight as they lead 101-54. And they go right back at it. Kamschroeder misses the layup opportunity on the fast break off of a turnover. 2:22 left here in this one. Wolverines have not scored 100 points yet this season. Most they've scored is 80. So they have scored 21 more points than they have all season long in any game, with still 2:11 left in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, the Wolverines have definitely taken control of this game, especially holding to the Cougars only to 7 points in this fourth quarter, and there is still a couple minutes left, but they have had fantastic defense in this quarter, as we've seen with those 7 blocks here tonight.
So Woldridge at the free throw line now for the Cougars. She makes the first one. Woldridge getting most of her points tonight from the charity stripe. Just 1 for 3 from the field, but 3 for 3 from the free throw line. But she misses the second. 101-55, 2:07 left. Macy Brown checks back into the game. Sends it all the way across the court to Taylor Woodson. Now to Camp Schroeder, out to Crockett. Crockett now looking inside, send it back outside, and that's good from Taylor Woodson. Mid-range opportunity left side of the basket. 103-55, 1:46 left here in the fourth quarter. Rosario Williams has it for the Cougars. To Molly Sheehan. To Clayton. Back to Sheehan, top of the key. She's looking for a screen. She gets one. And that ball just gets sent off of the knee of Whitney Solemn. Cougars will retain possession here with 1:25 left.
Yeah, the Cougars are 1 for their last 13, so definitely not the way they were planning on closing out this game here today.
Cougars have the ball. Sheehan is double teamed. She finds a wide open Clayton inside, kicks it back outside. It's number 24, Sophie Lois, who misses wide on the three-point attempt. Macy Brown moving the other way, gets to Camp Schroeder. Brown passes up on the three-point opportunity to get it back inside now to Whitney Solemn. Wolverines, though, gets another offensive rebound on the missed shot attempt. 53 seconds left, and the Wolverines are going to choose some clock here. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Elise Stuck back in the game now. She's into Camp Schroeder. Three-point attempt. That's off as well. And we get some flying bodies going on. Taylor Woodson collides with Woldridge, as well as number 24, Sophie Lois. And that's going to be a Michigan foul. So with the Wolverine foul, Cougars are now in the bonus for whatever that's worth, as the Michigan leads 103-55. Michigan up by 48 points in this one. Keep in mind that the Cougars' biggest loss this season is 41 points, as Lois makes the first free throw opportunity. I don't think the Cougars thought they could lose worse than they did to Oklahoma State, but yet here we are. Lois misses the second free throw, and Michigan with the rebound. 35 seconds left. A 9-second differential on the shot and game clock, so Michigan will have to take a shot here on this offensive possession. Camp Schroeder to Elise Stuck. Camp Schroeder getting the screen. She moves inside. Left-hand layup opportunity, no good. Offensive rebound for Michigan, no good as well. Whitney Solemn misses it. Rosario Williams going the other way for the Cougars. Three-point attempt for Sophie Lois, and that's good. And just like that, Michigan will wind out the clock as the final buzzer sounds, and the Wolverines will win 103-59 here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, picking up its 6th win on the season, going 6-1 so far this season as they go on a 3-game road trip to Cambridge, Massachusetts on Saturday, as they will only face tougher competition from here on out.
Yeah, 100%. Michigan definitely took control of this game here in the second half, pulling away, almost finishing with a 50-point win. And the Cougars went 2 for their last 15 to end out the game and only scoring 12 points in the fourth quarter. So I think it was kind of a mix of Michigan's defense and their authority on offense that allowed them to pull away and win this game so convincingly.
For Michigan, 12 players scored a point today in this one. Essentially your entire team who played in this game scored some points. Michigan in total shooting 56% from field goal, 56% as well from three-point range, and 57.9% from free throws. So if there is one takeaway for the Wolverines to try to get better at, that's definitely the free throw opportunities. For the Cougars, they end this game shooting just 31% from the field, 35% from three, and 68% from the free throw line. So those are your numbers right now. That obviously tells why Michigan was able to win by 44 points in this one, just shooting the ball lights out from three and from the field in total.
Yeah, Michigan did a fantastic job on their shooting tonight, and alongside that, on defense, they were able to shut down the Cougars' #1 player, holding her to only 12 points, which is significantly less than what she is usually averaging, averaging over about 20 points per game. So it was definitely positive on both sides of the ball tonight for Michigan.
Completely right about that. KK Rodriguez, leading scorer for the Cougars this season, just 4 for 11 from the field. Cougars' leading scorers are Molly Sheehan and Sophie Lois, both with 14 points. And for the Michigan Wolverines, Alyssa Crockett scored a whopping 16 points, 5 made three-pointers tonight for her. Hanson right behind her with 14 points as well. And that will bring your total score to 103-59. That is going to be all from us tonight from WCBN Sports. Thank you all for listening. For KG Foley, for Kendall Spencer, and for Jaden Fode, my name is Jake Singer, as we wish you all a good night and go blue from Ann Arbor, Michigan.